All right, let's get right into it. One-day international cricket, it's all about numbers, strategy, and, of course, some serious drama. But if you really want to get a grip on where the sport is today, we're going to dissect one single incredible match that tells the entire story of the modern game.
And you know what? We're going to start at the very end, the final, explosive moments. With just a few balls left, KL Rahul just smashes 3 boundaries in a row to win a match that, honestly, looked like it was slipping away just minutes before. What a spectacular finish. But that brings up the big question, right? How did a match that looked like an absolute walk in the park turn into this down-to-the-wire thriller? Well, to answer that, we've got to rewind. Because this entire game was a perfect textbook example of the pressures and patterns that define cricket today. So our story really begins with the massive challenge that New Zealand set in the first innings. This is where all that pressure started to build. New Zealand put together this huge total, and it wasn't just one guy doing the work. Nope. They had 3 different batsmen, Mitchell, Nicholas, and Conway, all hitting 50s. It was a true team effort that got their score up to a massive 300. And that number, 300, let me tell you, it's everything in today's one-day game. It's the benchmark. It's this huge psychological wall that separates a pretty good score from a really, really intimidating one. And look, this isn't just some gut feeling players have. It is absolutely backed by data. Researchers have crunched the numbers on decades of matches, and they confirm that getting over 300 gives your team a massive statistical leg up. You've basically built a mountain for the other team to climb, and the pressure's on them from the very first ball of the chase.
Okay, so the stage is set. India needs 301 to win. A monumental task, for sure. So let's see how they went about it.
So, on one side, you've got the mountain New Zealand built, and on the other, you see the very start of India's climb. It's a daunting sight. Pretty early on, it was clear that one player was going to lead this charge. Virat Kohli came out and didn't just play, he put on an absolute clinic. He made that massive target look totally manageable. And get this, during this incredible innings, Kohli wasn't just scoring runs for the match, he was making history. He crossed the massive career milestone of 28,000 international runs. Just think about that number.
And just to put that into perspective, he hit that 28,000 run mark in 624 innings. That's a full 20 innings faster than the legend himself, Sachin Tendulkar, one of the greatest to ever pick up a bat. I mean, that is a stunning achievement. His spectacular 93 runs not only drove the chase, but also got him player of the match and pushed him even higher up the all-time record books. At this point, he wasn't just playing. He was completely owning the game. So at this point, you're thinking the match is over, right? India was in total control. They needed less than 70 runs with 8 wickets in hand. It looked like a comfortable win was just a formality.
And then it happened. That moment every cricket fan both dreads and secretly loves. Just when you think it's all settled, the game completely flips on its head. The twist started with Kohli, out for 93, just 7 runs short of a century. Then, just 5 balls later, another wicket. Then, 7 balls after that, a third. In the span of just 2 overs, India lost 3 key batsmen, and the game was suddenly, shockingly, wide open. Now, a collapse like this isn't just bad luck. It is statistically devastating. Research shows that losing wickets in a bunch like that has a massive negative impact on your chances of winning. And that impact has actually gotten even bigger in the modern game. It's just less forgiving than it's ever been. So what had been a cruise to victory was now a tense, desperate fight. All the pressure had shifted. New Zealand was right back in it, and India's remaining batsmen just had to find a way to survive. So let's look at the final act of this amazing thriller, because how it all ends teaches us so much about where cricket is today. The pressure was just immense, a run a ball. The crowd was on the edge of their seats. And into this pressure cooker stepped KL Rahul, a player known for being cool under fire. And man, did he deliver. His quick, unbeaten 29 brought the whole story full circle. He absorbed all that pressure and, just like we saw at the very beginning, finished the game with that flurry of boundaries, snatching victory right from the jaws of defeat. So this one match, it's a perfect snapshot of modern ODI cricket. You have to be able to chase these huge totals. Aggressive batting, led by individual brilliance like Kohli's, is a must. But the whole thing can turn on a dime with a sudden collapse, which makes those calm, skilled finishers like KL Rahul absolutely critical.
Which leaves us with one final thought. This high-stakes, high-scoring, nerve-wracking style of cricket is unbelievably thrilling. But as the game seems to tilt more and more towards the batters, are we watching the sport at its absolute peak? Or is something fundamental about that classic contest between bat and ball getting a little lost in the shuffle?